Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're keeping safe and well. And in the words of the legendary Alan Partridge, hope you're having a really good Wednesday wherever you are in the world and whatever you are planning to get up to this evening and over the rest of the week as a whole. On this afternoon show, I'm going to be providing you guys with your latest and your greatest Tottenham Hotspur transfer rumours, reports and updates. And I want to start things off by talking about some news coming out this morning. Random news coming out this morning. I didn't see this one coming. I don't think many Spurs fans saw this one coming in. That Tottenham Hotspur are interested in Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher could be on his way to N17 this summer. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this transfer in the comment section down below. But with the fee that Chelsea are acquiring and asking for Conor Gallagher, I think you can get a lot better players for that. And I think if you're willing to pay that fee for another midfielder, pay it for a centre-back, Tottenham. If we're going to, right, and this is what will piss me off this summer, if we're going to sign one centre-back out of Van der Ven and Thfc and then spunk £50 million on Conor Gallagher, a player who we don't need when we're already strong in the midfield, then why wouldn't we want in for the two centre-backs? I don't understand it. So we've been hearing for weeks, right, that Spurs are linked with Van der Ven and Thfc, but Spurs only want one. Spurs are only going to sign one. So let's say we sign Van der Ven. Then, apparently, from what we're hearing this morning, we're willing to spend £50 million on another midfielder when we've already got Maddison, Bentancur, Bissouma and Højbjerg. It's ridiculous. Just buy the two defenders if you have that money and are willing to spend that money, because that's much more of an improvement to the squad. Midfield is not a priority. We bring in the two centre-backs, then a midfielder. Bob's your uncle, lovely jubbly. But focus on the centre-backs right now. And if you're willing to spend that money on another player who's a midfielder, spend it on both centre-backs, because that's much more of a priority and so much more important in the way that we're going to play next season. You know, think of that back four. We're going to have Romero. We're going to have Van der Ven and Thfc, who can switch around in that other centre-back position. Udogie as the left wing-back with Perisic as a backup. And then Porro as the right wing-back with Royale and potentially, why am I forgetting our other right-back? Jed Spence to back up. That's a very, very strong back line. But instead, we're only going to sign one centre-back, leave ourselves frail when it comes to the centre-backs we have at the football club, and go and get another midfielder when we've already just signed one, a very good one, for 40 million. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I'm pissed off that we're even linked with players who are not in the position of a centre-back right now. That is what we need. We need centre-backs. Just focus on the Van der Ven deal right now. Get that done. And then if we're willing to pay the money required for Conor Gallagher, which is 50 million, go out there and spend it on Thfc, because he'll, you know, maybe he's not a better player overall, but it'll make so much more of a difference in that Tottenham Hotspur team, because we don't need midfielders. Like I say, we've got decent depth in midfield and now decent quality after the signing of Maddison. We don't need attackers now that we've brought in Solomon. Who have we got? Kane, Son, Kulusevski, Solomon, Richardson. We need defenders. Our defence is the point of our team that's been letting us down the last few years. Last season, in my opinion, we switch up Dyer and players like that with top centre-backs. We at least get a top four finish. Defence is a massive priority for Tottenham Hotspur. We still haven't signed a defender yet. I'm hoping that we do. But if we're willing to buy one defender and then spend another 50 million on a midfielder when we've already got depth in the midfield and quality, just buy the other centre-back. But look, that's my opinion. I'm getting hot. It's hot here already. It's like 27 degrees. What I will say in Lanzarote is there's a beautiful breeze. A beautiful breeze that does cool you down. It's a fantastic island. But look, I'm getting myself wound up when we haven't even put in a bid yet for Gallagher. But it frustrates me that we're even linked with him, when it should just be all centre-back news. And how long is this Van der Ven thing going to take? Like, we've been linked with both for like 2 weeks, and every day I wake up saying, please let there be a development. It's just Spurs are interested in both. Spurs are in talks with both. How long are these talks going on for? Like, genuinely, how long are these talks? We've been talking for 2 weeks. It's mental. Absolutely. Just do something, Spurs. You know, just, we're talking about this, talking about that. Just make some developments in these two transfers and sign one. And then if we're willing to spend that money on a midfielder, sign the other. But it's going on forever. But look, comment your thoughts down below on the Van der Ven and Thfc deals. But most importantly, the Conor Gallagher deal. Would you be happy to sign Conor Gallagher for the fee that Chelsea are acquiring? Or do you agree with me that we should be prioritising the centre-back positions? And that leads me nicely on to another piece of news that has come out this morning. I don't know how reliable it is, in that PSG are preparing a bid for Harry Kane and are very, very interested in the Tottenham Hotspur striker. Look, this is coming out from a fair few sources, not your Romano's or DiMarzio's or your most reliable. So what I would say is take this story with a pinch of salt. But 100 million euros, if PSG put in that bid, which is what we're hearing, they could put in 90 million euros to 100 million, I'm accepting. Don't get me wrong, I love Harry Kane. But the fact he's going to go on a free next summer and we could get 100 million euros for him, I would sell him. I laughed off Bayern's first couple of bids because Harry Kane makes such a big difference in that Tottenham Hotspur team. I'd rather have him for another year than sell him for anything below 100 million. But 100 million, I've always said and stuck by this all summer, for a player with 1 year left on his contract, you've got to let him go there. I love Harry Kane, but if you can convince him to sign a new contract, keep him, by all means. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It looks like he's either going to stay another year and then go on a free next summer, or go this summer. So if you can sell him for 100 million, and this story is true, and PSG do end up putting in a 100 million bid, I think we have to accept that Harry Kane's eventually going to leave anyway, and let him go if we can't convince him to sign a new contract. That's my opinion, but I've stuck by this all summer. Anything below 100 million, no. 100 million or above, I would accept it. And I've always said this summer, do I think that Harry Kane will go? No, not this summer. I think Spurs will try and convince him to sign a new contract. He won't, and he'll go on a free next summer after another, not poor season, but not successful season. But I don't think he'll leave this summer. He's got his whole family at Spurs. He's getting closer to that Premier League goal scoring record. If he does sign a new contract anyway, I think it'll only be a year or 2 years added on, so he can break that record. But look, I've stuck by this all summer. I've said, and the season just gone, I don't think Harry Kane leaves this summer. But if it was up to me and a bid got put in for 100 million euros, I would accept it because he's got a year left on his contract. But look, we're going to be talking about Harry Kane a lot more on this channel. We're going to be talking about it a lot more throughout the summer because these rumours, and I think a lot of them are false. Like I say, I'll take this one with a pinch of salt. They're not terrible journalists, but it's not coming out from the most reliable. So I'd take it with a pinch of salt. But look, we'll see what happens with Harry Kane. I don't think this one will be properly settled as to Harry Kane will be going or Harry Kane will be staying till the last couple of weeks of the transfer window, and hopefully we can convince him to stay and convince him to sign a new contract. But if we can't convince him to sign a new contract, 100 million euros, you've got to let him go. You've got to let him go. That's my thoughts and opinions on it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on Kane. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this PSG potential bid. If PSG do bid 100 million, would you sell Harry Kane? Would you try and convince him to sign a new contract? And even if you can't convince him to sign a new contract, would you just let him go on a free next summer because of how much of an impact he makes and the fact you'd love to see Harry Kane wearing that Spurs shirt for another season? Comment your thoughts on all the news updates I have provided you guys with today. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. All the best. And as always, Comedy Spurs. Nick and Levy out in Big Ange.